Everyone wonders how to find the perfect jeans. Stylish, flattering, and also comfortable. And the truth is, there are many more jeans that would look good on you than you think. I see so many guides on the internet telling you what jeans you can and cannot wear based on your body type, and they're actually quite limiting, because in reality, you can wear any type of jeans you want. What matters is the size you choose, how it falls on you, and how you style it. In fashion, when you create an outfit, you always create what we call a silhouette. A silhouette is a combination of vertical, horizontal, and diagonal lines. Some silhouettes are trendier than others depending on the year, but overall, there are 3 timeless silhouettes that always look good at any time on anybody. The first one is the triangle, where the top of the silhouette is narrower than the bottom. The second one is the rectangle, where the silhouette is just of equal width from the top to the bottom. And the third one is the hourglass, where the top of the silhouette and the bottom of the silhouette are both wider than the middle. And these silhouettes are always harmonious regardless of the height, size, or shape of the person wearing them, as soon as the proportions are right. And the reason why you find so many guides recommending you what jeans to wear and not to wear based on your body type is because your body has its own silhouette, and that silhouette either pushes the fabric in some directions or leaves some areas unfilled. And so usually body types are divided into 5 categories: the triangle, the rectangle, the circle, the hourglass, and the pear. And these are not wrong, but they're also a bit limiting because most people fall between those categories. And so what real fashionistas do is not to limit their choice of clothing to their body and the silhouette of their body, but to rather pick something they like and make it work on their body by compensating in the right areas. And so when you like a style, even if the person has a completely different body type than you, look at the main lines of their silhouette so that you can reproduce them on your own body. Look specifically at where the waistline is in comparison to the shoulders and the feet. Do the legs of the jeans fall straight from the hips, or is there some kind of curve? And what is the shape of the upper part of the silhouette? So is it falling straight? Are we going diagonally? And so to help you get started, here are some concrete tips on how to reproduce each of these 3 main silhouettes. So first, to recreate an hourglass silhouette, the objective is going to have our bust and our hips be of relatively equal width and both wider than our waist. So if, for example, you have wider hips than your bust, then you're going to want to add some density in your bust area. The first thing that you can do is to wear a push-up bra. That tends to work pretty well. You can also wear a top with padded shoulders like a blazer or those t-shirts that have a bit of foam in there, or you can wear something with a wide collar and a lot of fluff and frou-frou up there to give that impression that your chest area is bigger. In terms of jeans, because you already have that curve that we're looking for, you can wear jeans that are actually quite close to your legs. And if you want your hourglass to be a bit wider towards the bottom, then jeans with a flare are going to be perfect as soon as they really highlight your waist. Now, if you have a big belly or a wide waist, you'll want to increase the size of your bust and your hips in comparison. So the first thing you'll want to do is to pick a pair of jeans with a high waistline. The waistline is an essential aspect of any silhouette because it divides the silhouette in 2 and has the power to make the legs look longer, the torso look shorter, and vice versa. Picking a wide top and tucking it in is going to create that impression that you have a wider bust in comparison to your waist. You'll want to pick jeans that add curves to your legs. So mom jeans and barrel jeans are going to be perfect to create that illusion that we have more shape in comparison to our waist. Avoid skinny, straight, or slim because these are going to have the opposite effect and they're going to really mark the fact that your hips are not as pronounced. And if your bust is the widest part of your body, then you'll want to equalize the width of your hips with the width of your bust. So we're also going to pick high-rise jeans, so we accentuate the waist because it creates that contrast with the hips. Mom jeans, barrel jeans are going to be a great way to add some density in your hip area. We're avoiding skinny, we're avoiding straight, we're avoiding slim for the same reason as just before. And in this case, we want to have a top that's as close to the body as possible. And also, if you can, that has some very flowy, fluid lines so that we're not adding too much density in the upper area. I'm just interrupting myself to let you know that we're soon hitting 250,000 subscribers, so thank you so much for that. And to celebrate, I'm organizing a giveaway of this beautiful POLÈNE numéro 10 in camel cuir grainé. If you would like a chance to win it, I invite you to fill out the form in the description, and the winner will be announced as soon as we hit 250,000 subscribers. Now back to the video. Now to create a rectangle silhouette, it's pretty easy. Everything you have to do is to just have lines that fall straight down. Just identify the widest point of your body between your bust, your waist, and your hips, and align all of the other lines on that widest point. The objective is to have the jeans fall really straight. So if you have naturally a wide waist, for example, you can have high-rise jeans that are going to fall straight without being pushed by your hips. You can also wear skinny and slim because you naturally have that rectangular shape. And if you have wider hips, then maybe a lower waistline and a leg that falls really straight, so that's really wide, is going to be what's best for you. To achieve that look, in any case, we're looking for a wide leg, a boyfriend, so really jeans that fall really straight. And finally, to recreate a triangle silhouette, you'll be looking to have the top of your body be narrower than the bottom of your body. So if you naturally have wider hips than your bust, then it's going to be pretty easy. The only thing you'll have to do is to pick a wide flare so that from there to the bottom of the jeans, we have that nice triangular shape, and erase your waist by tucking your shirt so that it falls straight, or adding a straight layer on top. And if your waist area is the widest part of your body, then it's perfect. We already have the right contrast between the shoulders and the waist. So the only thing you'll have to do is to finish off the beautiful silhouette with a wide flare. And if at the radical opposite of this silhouette, your shoulders are the widest part of your body, pick the widest flare you can find in order to have it be at least the width of your shoulders. Even more if you can absolutely find jeans like that. And so now that you know that, here are 5 additional tips to help you pick the perfect pair of jeans that will look good on you, that will be comfortable, and that will make you feel like you're worth $1 million. First and foremost, a little note on low-rise flared jeans, which I haven't mentioned in this video so far. They unfortunately rarely look good because they're difficult to balance out. Because to be able to hit the low-rise flared jeans sweet spot, you need to find jeans that have the flare be of the same width as your thigh and of the same length as your thigh. So that looks balanced. Unless you have a supermodel body, it's going to be quite difficult to make it look good. Even more so because the waistline is so low, which I'll get back to, but basically it's not very elegant. Now, if you find yourself too short or too tall, there are no specific types of jeans that you should avoid, because as soon as you recreate those silhouettes and they're well proportioned, you're going to look great in any case. You can definitely make your legs look longer or shorter depending on the type of jeans you choose. And for that, you're going to play with the hemline and the waistline. The higher the waistline and the lower the hemline, the longer your legs are going to look. And then the lower the waistline and the shorter the hemline, the shorter your legs are going to look, because there's going to be less coverage. So for the eye, it's going to look like the legs are actually shorter. If you're unsure of how to make the ratio hemline, waistline work, you can use what we call the rule of halves and the rule of thirds. So the rule of halves is basically cutting your silhouette into equal parts. That's going to look best if you are really tall, because if you're short, it's going to drown you rather. And the rule of thirds is when your legs take 2/3 of your overall silhouette. So that's a great way to make them look longer. So it's going to be a great way to look taller if you're short, or just to make your legs look longer regardless of your actual height. There's one detail on jeans that most women completely underestimate that actually impacts the whole look, and that is back pockets placement. Because pockets that are too low are going to make your derriere look really low and very flat. Pockets that are too far apart are going to make your bum look wide, which is not necessarily what you want. The good news is that pocket placement really depends on how you want your bum to look. If you want your bum to look perkier and more lifted, then you'll want to pick pockets that are rather small and close to each other and a bit towards the center. So that's really gonna bring your bum back inwards, if I can say. But if at the contrary, you want your bum to look a bit less round, then bigger pockets that take a bit more space are going to flatten how it looks. Keep them still close to the center, because if you have them on the sides, then we have a flat wide bum. And if you want your bum to look wider, then bigger pockets a bit further apart are going to create that illusion. A not appropriately greatly shaped derrière is a great reason to leave a pair of jeans behind. Now, how to make your jeans look elegant, because although jeans are not a particularly elegant piece of clothing because it's rough materials and it's usually quite laid-back shapes, they can still be styled in a very elegant way and help you hit that effortlessly chic vibe very easily. So in terms of shapes, pretty much anything goes as long as you style it with elegant pieces. The only shape I would avoid, though I have mentioned it already, is the low-rise, tight, flared jeans that are very popular currently. And I told you that the waistline is the most important part of your silhouette because it cuts it in two. That's the part that catches the eye first. So when it's very close to your down there, it brings the eye to that area of your body, which is not something we want to do when we want to present ourselves elegantly. If you love a tight flare, 100% if it's high rise, you can totally make it look elegant. Regarding color, the darker is always going to be the most elegant. When I was working in fancy law firms in Paris, we were not allowed to wear jeans at all, unless they were black and they could pass off as just a normal pair of pants. It's gonna sound pretty obvious, but if you want to look elegant, your jeans should never be distressed, because all of the elegant accessories and other pieces of clothing that you can put are not going to be enough to compensate the very strong street, a bit punk vibe of distressed jeans. And if you wish to wear a belt, no big logo, no Gucci belt, just a simple belt with a normal buckle is going to do the trick. And so everything else in your outfit, shoes, bags, tops, coat, as classic as possible, because we're trying to compensate the heavy, laid-back street vibe of our pair of jeans. And finally, if you've been struggling with finding the right pair of jeans, don't worry, there's nothing wrong with you. Finding the perfect jeans is hard. The first reason is that there are not as many sizes as there used to be, because it costs a lot of money for brands to make a lot of sizes. So instead, they have reduced the amount of sizes and added a lot of elasticity to their jeans so they fit more people. That makes the jeans more fragile, less good quality, and it's still quite difficult to find a size because we have all very different body types, and that's perfectly normal. So don't think that there is anything wrong with you if you need to try many pairs before finding the right pair for you. And don't take home a pair that is not perfectly comfortable for you, because in the end you're not going to end up wearing it, because it's going to require an effort for you to wear that pair of jeans. So it's just going to end up cluttering your closet and make you feel less good about yourself. And just to give you a little guide, here are like the 5 must-have criterias that I use when I pick jeans. And the first one is to have a bit of extra space around the waist, because then you'll be able to sit comfortably after a good meal at your desk without starting to get a tummy ache. It should have also enough stretch or be made in a way that I can move comfortably, because when you live life, you need to move comfortably. It should also give you a lovely derrière that you like and that makes your bum look the way you would like it to look. And it should also have the right length for you. So at least enough so that you can alter it easily. And finally, when you put it on, and that's something that just never lies, it should make your tummy smile. You should feel good and beautiful when you put it on. It's not necessarily something you're going to be able to explain, but it's going to be just like a yes with your body. If that can be useful, I also buy several pairs of the jeans that I actually like, because sometimes, especially in brands like H&M or Zara, they have the same jeans in different colors. So when I find jeans that finally fit and are comfortable and make me look great and feel great as well, then I buy a few pairs, because I know that I'm going to wear them on repeat. There are no particular brands that I know of or that I recommend. Most of the jeans that you've you've seen in this video, I bought from H&M or Zara for around $30 on sale. But if you know of great jeans brands that you want to share with the world, please write them down in the comments. That's going to be very useful for everybody. And if you'd like to get a chance to win this beautiful POLÈNE bag, I invite you to fill out the form in the description and we'll announce the winner very soon. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to subscribe, and in any case, I will see you very happily in the next one. À bientôt!